Welcome to the Trader's Journey podcast, the podcast that will take us on a journey to grow from a struggling trader to an independent and profitable one. I'm your host, Amber.
And I'm Peter.
We are individual traders trying to make it in the markets and want to share our experience and the lessons learned along the way. Our goal is for you to learn from our mistakes and profit along the way.
Grab your notebooks and sharpen your pencils because we are going on a journey. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 4 of the Trader's Journey podcast. In this episode, we're going to be doing a little bit of an update on how our trading has been over the past few weeks. How's your trading been going, Amber?
Hey, what's going on, Peter? My trading's been okay. I mentioned during the last episode, I took a large loss on my options account. So for the last, let's say about 3 weeks, I haven't been really trading options. Yeah, as mentioned before, I let my bias dictate my options play and I lost money, and I still feel I have that bias in me. So I kind of want to stay away from the market right now and let the market confirm my bias, which, well, clearly it really hasn't been doing the last several weeks. I don't want to catch myself jumping in and kind of breaking some of these rules. So I've been kind of standoffish. I haven't been watching the market as much as I used to. I'll check in on it once in a while and to see where things are at, take a look at my long-term investments and see if I can find any sort of other opportunities. What about you?
My trading has been okay, I guess. I'm not very proud of this week, but last week I had started off with 3 red days in a row. And the previous week before that, I had a very nice green week, so my confidence was very high, and I think I had a little bit too much confidence coming in. So in those first 3 red days, I was too stubborn to take the loss and just move on. I had way too much conviction in my plays, and I ended up not taking a huge loss, but I ended up taking some decent-sized losses. So after realizing that, I ended up taking Thursday off. I didn't even look at the markets, and I came back with a fresh mind Friday, and I ended up killing it, and I scratched those first 3 red days, which was really good. But this week, the exact same thing happened. I was red the first 3 days, but I didn't take off Thursday or Friday. For the future, I'm going to implement a new set of rules where if I'm red 3 days in a row, I have to take a day off, because after seeing what happened this week, I'm not going to let that happen again. I need to take my mental breaks from the market if I want to be able to perform at my best.
That's definitely good. Taking a break is always a good thing to do, because you need to be fresh mentally and physically in order to do this.
Exactly.
So have you been trading any other instruments besides options?
Yes, I've been trading Forex too. The past couple of weeks, and I have a very systematic strategy, and over the past month I have been up 8% in that account. So Forex is going really well, and I started shifting my focus towards that quite a bit more than my options, because I've been finding a lot more success in Forex, and why wouldn't I give more attention to the more successful side of my trading? What about you? Have you been trading Forex at all?
Yeah, I've been trading both Forex and some equities. So let me talk about the equity side first. So over the last few weeks, I've actually taken a different approach to my equities trading. I'll only trade once a week, and usually just the morning sessions. And I've actually been finding a lot of success. So over the last, let's say 4 weeks now, I've been green every single one of those days, which for the second time since I started trading, I've had a green month. It's not a huge green month, but green is green, right? That's the goal, is to become consistently profitable. And I think it's due to the change in the mindset I've been trying to make. Before, I felt I had to trade every day to get out of this rat race, but there's no such thing as easy money. So I've been controlling my feeling of needing to trade. And in addition to that, we've talked about making and keeping $1, right? So when I've taken a few trades and I'm green for the day, I close my charts, I close my platforms, I completely sign off of every Discord room I'm in, just so I don't get those chat alerts that could trigger my FOMO, right? And since I trade equities once a week, I'm inherently able to keep my profits at the same time. So I'm not going to focus on the dollar amount, only that it's positive. That's all I care about. And for Forex, I think my Forex trading is getting better as well. I took several bad trades when I first got started, but now I've been able to trade my way back to break even. I did this by taking small position sizes and trading the basics, such as support and resistance levels, trend lines, divergences, and overbought and oversold conditions. And I mainly took profits when I had them. I did set take profit orders when I'm not able to watch the charts, but when I check them and the trade is positive and it's in reasonable profit, I'll just close it out. I accumulate these small profits until I got back to break even. I did have trades that went into losses, but was able to add to the trades when I saw an opportunity to do so, just like we talked about in previous episodes. Those trades were all closed out at break even, so the capital is then, available to get into newer trades. The most difficult thing over the past few weeks for me was my Forex trading, because there was some high impact economic news events that were happening. So for example, a couple weeks ago, there was a Brexit vote and there was a speech from the FOMC chairman. And I'm not used to following economic news in my trading, but getting into these bad trades, I've learned that these news events do impact Forex significantly. So I'm aiming to get better at identifying these high impact news events and adjusting my open positions and trying to sort of anticipate setting orders in anticipation of the news that may or may not occur.
Yeah, kind of backpacking off that. I was in a British pound currency pair, and I know that you were in that pair too. And that trade really went against us really fast because the Brexit vote ended up getting rejected. So we kind of got screwed in our positions. But we were able to get out of those positions a few days later because we ended up taking some second trades when we saw that there was a point of reversal.
Right, absolutely. And those trades ended up being a little bit more profitable than we thought, right? Because we took a little bit bigger position size because, our initial position size or starter positions were small. We were able to scale in sort of aggressively when we saw the entry signals.
Right. And we've gone through a lot of pain in that trade. So when it starts going in our direction, we might as well make that pain worth it, right?
Oh, absolutely. And, you mentioned you're pretty, your return on your Forex account is actually pretty significant, and it's probably due to that particular trade, right?
Yeah, a majority of my 8% gain in the past month was from that trade. That was a very successful trade.
So out of that 8%, what do you think your max drawdown was during that time?
I believe it was around 6%, which I know is not that good, but I was able to turn that around by taking some second trades and getting in at some resistance levels. And as long as you can get back into the black, then you're all good.
Oh, definitely. Personally for me, a 6% drawdown for an 8% winner, that's over 1-to-1 risk to reward. So it's definitely worth the trade.
Exactly.
But, even being in that bad trade, I don't think it would have blown your account, right?
No, not even close.
So what I think for our listeners is we continue to have these conversations and continue to give our updates. And during the next episode, we do this, I'm definitely going to talk about what I did to sort of overcome the difficulties I had. So I'm going to try to develop better habits of looking at high impact news and share with you guys what I'm doing for the positions I have that could potentially get impacted by this news.
And like what I told you guys, if I have 3 red days in a row, which I hope I don't, I'm going to be taking a 4th day off. So I think that this podcast will help me stay disciplined in order to do that.
Oh, absolutely. And I hope that, this podcast is more for us than it is for you guys. This is our, trading journey. And, we hope that the lessons we learned are definitely going to help you guys in your trading as well.
Thank you for listening to episode 4 of the Trader's Journey podcast. Please leave us a comment to let us know how your trading has been so far this year and if you have anything that you would like to see improvement on. If you're watching this podcast on YouTube, please leave a like and hit the subscribe button. If you're listening to this on a podcast platform, make sure to leave a rating. We'll catch you in the next episode of the Trader's Journey podcast.